This week on Driven, traction control on two wheels, BMW Motorrad unveils its latest creation on Malaysian soil. Driven takes on the Passat CC.
Because I think the comfort and normal is a little bit tight.
Car is just a car here.
And we take on an Italian job with Alfa Romeo's 159. Tried, tested and driven.
Hi, welcome to Driven. I know we did say if there's anything on four wheels we would test, but on occasions we get into the two-wheel frenzy and we just have to do it. Well, in Malaysia, it's the Japs that rule.
Actually, it's the Rempit Kapchais that try to rule.
What can I say? Well, for the big boys, it is the likes of Ducati and Aprilia that actually get a decent following. But in Malaysia, it is brands like Suzuki, Kawasaki and Yamaha that actually dominate the motorcycling industry. However, all that is about to change.
When it comes to two-wheel beauties, BMW was a name to be reckoned with following the success of the travel touring R series with its signature twin-boxer engines and its flagship urban naked motorcycle, the shaft-driven K1300R. And now, BMW intends to make its entry into the sports bike segment with a resounding roar. Enter the S1000RR. Boys and girls, this is the most powerful 1000cc bike in production today. It was here at Sepang International Circuit that BMW Motorrad unveiled its first-time effort in the 1-litre sport bike segment. Managing Director of BMW Geoffrey Briscoe was clearly excited as the German company outlines its plans for the future. The design is controversial, yet unique, as BMW strives to be strikingly different from other bikes in its class, which tend to look the same. The fins encourage better airflow in and out of the engine, and a hotter running engine in a smaller package means more power. Introducing tech goodies such as race ABS and DTC traction control. Now this baby redlines at 14,200 RPM, blasting out 193 ponies in the process. With an overall weight of 204 kilos on a full tank, as far as power-to-weight ratio is concerned, this is madness on wheels. But is it about power? Does more horses equal more fun on the road? Well, we at Driven are about to find out. As my racing suit is at the tailors, it's all down to Mohan Ramanujam, our rider and self-confessed motorhead, to take on the Sepang Challenge. And after a few hot laps, Mohan's definitely got lots to say.
The new BMW S1000RR is, and I hate to say this, the most Japanese of superbikes from BMW. They've got ABS, they've got traction control, they've got mode changing. They've put it all into a superbike. It actually encourages you to take the bike into the corner. It falls in very easily, it comes up very easily and changes direction equally as fast. Now this means that your input is actually very minimal and the bike is almost intuitive. You have a rain mode, a sports mode, a race mode and a slick mode. And in 3 of those modes, the bike will actually ensure that you can go into a corner very quickly and come out again without fear of launching yourself in the air.
Some bikers feel that the ECU mode interferes with the handling. Now, what is his take on the traction control?
Now, some may say that this is not a good thing to have in a sports bike because a lot of people feel that a sports bike should be edgy. And what BMW has done is they've taken a motorcycle and sanitized it.
So, let's get his recommendation for Malaysian riders.
Now, something like a ZX-10 will scare you with its power. The BMW has the power, all 190 horsepower worth of it, but it applies that power to the track in such a way that it simply will not allow you to make a mistake. Now, a lot of BMW purists are going to hate me for saying this, but the BMW S1000RR compared to the equivalent Japanese offering, for instance, the Yamaha R1 or the Kawasaki ZX-10, is less edgy. Now, the technology is not the perfect solution, obviously. You as the rider have to be in control at all times. BMW S1000RR's engine management system allows you to take this bike to the edge from the get-go in safety.
This sport bike for dummies retails at 109,800 ringgit. Now that's a lot, and you'll be wondering, what does all this money buy me? Well, for a seasoned biker like you and me, we'll be wondering, what do I do with all this power between my legs? And for a beginner, you'll be thinking, wow, so much power, tune man, typical Malaysian fashion. Well, however, it'll be a great introduction for the beginner level into the sports bike segment or the performance bike segment. At the same time, it makes you look sexy, macho, grab a lot of girlfriends along the way, and at the same time, keeping you safe. Well, if you can afford it, of course.
Coming up, the people's car with a hint of class, we review the Passat CC. We live in a world where automobiles are one of the largest consumers of fossil fuels, and the world has acknowledged its dwindling oil supply as reflected by soaring fuel prices. Those labelled as loony environmentalists are suddenly starting to make sense. Now, auto companies are forced to improve engine efficiency to remain competitive. New technologies are now being incorporated to improve fuel consumption. The simplest is an engine start-stop system that just turns off the engine when the car is not moving. For example, when stopped at a traffic light, the system will shut off the engine. And when the driver wishes to move, he presses the accelerator and the engine will start right up again. No fuel is burnt and wasted while the car is stationary. This can help reduce consumption by about 8%, a perfect feature for people living in a metropolis such as KL. Variable valve timing, or VVT, is a technology that has been around since the 1980s. At higher speeds, you need to suck in more air, so you have to keep the valves open longer. But at lower engine speeds, that setting will cause unburnt fuel to leak out, limiting performance and wasting valuable petrol. Older engines had no choice but to run on a fixed setting. VVT enables the valves to operate on different settings at different speeds. This makes the engine more fuel efficient while giving a better overall performance. Efficiency improves by about 5%. Here's the idea behind forced induction technology. The faster petrol can be burnt in the cylinder, the more power the engine will produce. In a normal engine, air just flows through uninhibited. However, a turbocharger or a supercharger forces more air and thus more oxygen into your engine, giving you more power. A smaller engine can produce the same amount of power as a larger engine, maintaining performance while reducing fuel consumption. Volkswagen's TSI engines are a great example, and local boys Proton are expected to introduce a turbocharged Exora by 2011. Efficiency-wise, an increase of 7.5%. Direct injection involves fuel being sprayed directly into the combustion chamber and allows a very precise and controlled spray of fuel at a higher pressure so it can combust with a bigger bang. Being so precise gives you options. You can either be more aggressive when tuning the engine, resulting in more power for the same amount of fuel, making it more efficient. Or you can tune it to give the minimum fuel to air ratio needed at low speeds, just enough to keep the engine running, also resulting in greater fuel savings. Just how much do you save? A whopping 12%. While the technologies designed by car makers are encouraging, the quality of the fuel itself plays an important role. Certain fuels contain additives that actually cleans the entire intake system as it works. Additive manufacturers recommend a minimum of 400 parts per million. Certain petrol companies choose to double that dosage, the maximum recommended. To sum it up, clean fuel plus fuel-efficient technology equals saving the environment and saving you your hard-earned cash.
From its humble beginnings, the people's car has always enjoyed a small following among Malaysians. But from economical utilitarian vehicles, Volkswagen now intends to change that perception with the new Sirocco and this, the Passat CC.
Well, typical Malaysian fashion, Malaysian weather, unpredictable weather. Well, we were hoping for nice, clear blue skies, but nevertheless, reviews must go on. We are in the Passat CC. I'm giving a nice test drive right now. What I like about this, let's just talk about the handling of this car. Well, not too bad actually. However, we've got this 3 setting modes, comfort, normal, as well as sports mode. But I would strongly recommend going on the sports modes because I think the comfort and normal is a little bit on the floaty side, especially when you go into the turns and whatnot. Now it's a little bit bumpy. I'm on sports mode right now. Let's just see what happens when we go on comfort. Okay. If you're traveling about speeds about 60 to 110, it's quite nice and comfortable. It damps the bumps and whatnot, gives you a little feeling like you're riding over the waves. But however, if you'd like to take a little bit aggressive on this car, it tends to be a little bit floaty. Now even the normal mode gives you a little bit of a hard setting, but nevertheless, sports mode will be my typical fashion. We have about 197 brake horsepower. We are running a standard 6-speed transmission. This is the 2.0 turbo engine, which is taken off the Sirocco. And you might think it's a big car, it's a nice long car, but does it have enough power? Well, just let me tell you this, it has enough power. We're doing about 0 to 100 in approximately 7.8 seconds. Okay, let's just try and hit this little corner here in sports mode and just see what happens. Yeah, we're just hitting it in right now. Steering is nice and precise, very predictable steering. All right, the turbo kicks in. Not much of a lag there. Pretty nice, pretty smooth. I kind of like it. Okay, we're just going to stop for fuel right now. Just let me tell you a little bit about this car. What I like about it, everything's just electronically inspired. Let's just talk about the onboard computer. Everything's at the tip of your fingers on the steering wheel. And another thing what I like about it, you want to feel fuel, because everything's electronic. VW has just come up with a very simple way to put it by the door over here. This is how we are going to open the fuel cap. Well, the good thing about a Passat CC is that it takes raw 95, but the choice is in your hands. 97 for more power, 95 for fuel economy. Fancy 97? I believe that Volkswagen has just come a very long way. The interior is very, very nice and neat. Everything is within reach. The seats are very comfortable. Interior color, well done Volkswagen. However, things that I don't really like is getting in and out on the back of it. It's a little bit of a chore, but once you're inside, it's pretty nice and comfortable. Another thing that I don't really like, very bad visibility behind. It's typical of coupes, even like the CLS. But it is a coupe anyway. It is supposed to be low slung. So what more can we ask for? This is the Passat CC. Well, overall, what I think, the Passat CC has got presence, which is what this car is all about. It's all about design, it's all about giving that groove factor. Well, I think Volkswagen has got it spot on in terms of design and interior as well. And you know what? It's a great car to drive, so if you're thinking of doing a test drive, I think you should do it as well. But the most important thing of all, apart from its setbacks like low visibility and whatnot, they've compensated with this. Check this out. We have got a reverse camera. My name's Sharizan and you're watching Driven.
Designed for those who need the practicality of a family sedan but want something more exciting, the Passat CC would be a good choice indeed. With sharp looks inside and out, Volkswagen Malaysia hits a winner by replacing the automatic transmission on the Passat CC with a 6-speed dual-clutch transmission to complement its punchy 2-litre engine. Our verdict? We would give the CC a higher rating if it wasn't for the expensive price tag, but still, a respectable 7 out of 10.
When we come back, Sharizan and Harvinder take on an Italian job.
The double barrel hunt is on. Spot the number of times the nozzle appears in an episode from start till end. Purchase 30 ringgit worth of BH petrol, fill in the contest form, then log on to www.driven.com.my and win fabulous prizes every week. The weekly winners will have a chance of a lifetime in Sepang F1 circuit and a chance to be the grand prize winner. Log on to view all the episodes and start counting.
Well, if you are one of those people that agree that a car is just a car to take you from a point A to a point B, I would be the first to disagree with you because car lovers like me. Oh, so sorry. Because for a car lover like me and him, we want something that'll be a dream to drive. Something beautiful, something sexy, something European, and also something look very mean. When the moon hit your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
From the man who brought you the Back to the Future DeLorean and the iconic Lotus Esprit, Italian designer Giugiaro has outdone himself. From the grille and bonnet design, the cylindrical headlight clusters, even the interior oozes style as well. The 2-gauge instrument panel, a driver-angled center stack with 3 clusters, and labeled in Italian too. As far as first impressions go, definitely bold and stylish inside out. Although production began in 2005, to all Malaysian Alfa lovers, your dream has come true. The 159 has landed on our shores. The successful 156 takes a bow, and Alfa Romeo continues its good run with the 159 taking center stage.
Well, another engine option available in the 159 is a 3.2-liter V6 engine. But in Malaysia, only the 2.2 4-cylinder twin-cam direct injection engine available. It is okay. Statistics show engine not too bad. Other feature in this car in Malaysia, we got a sunroof, an 8-speaker audio system, but the one thing I like very much, have a look. It's very big, no? We should give it a try, eh? Luciano?
Yes, boss.
Mwah, mamma mia, look at it. It's big enough to make all your problems disappear. Well, now I gotta go take care of some business, eh?
Well, the Alfa 159 churns out 182 brake horsepower, giving you 230 Newton meters of torque. Now, it sounds pretty good on paper, and thankfully it is so in this car. The engine is responsive, it's rev happy, the power delivery is very fluid, it works well with laid-back drivers as well as heavy footers. And what I like about this car is that the engine sounds really nice, being a 4-cylinder. Check it out. Ah, sweet. The 159 uses the Cellar Speed transmission, which is actually an automated manual unit giving you 6-speed. It's not as smooth as you want it to be. I mean, it's rather jerky, especially when you're caught in traffic jams. Now, I would personally put it into manual, use the paddle shifters and shift the gears. It feels a little bit better. I personally think Alfa should just drop the 7-speed altogether, put in a conventional automatic transmission, which they have available in other markets. And I think Malaysia should have one too. Now, talking about handling-wise, well, this car is nice and sure-footed. You can just basically take it into any corner. It gives you the confidence to just take it on over and over again. The steering wheel is nicely weighted. It's nice and sharp. Just point it anywhere you want to go. The car, it just goes. But the problem I have with the 159 right now, driving in Kuala Lumpur, is that I don't have a beautiful lady beside me to share the Italian experience. Enjoy the ride.
Hey!
I do. No, I guess I just have to use Harv then. Harv? I mean, Luciano?
Hello!
Where is he? Oh, well.
So far, I love everything about the 159. It drives great and it looks good enough to eat. But am I over-exaggerating? Or is it because I have a soft spot for everything Italiano, eh? So, let's ask Malaysians what their thoughts are about the 159.
Look at the lights, man. This is unique. Always admired Alfa's design.
It looks like it's moving when it's just standing still.
I would say it's a masterpiece.
No, this wouldn't be my club car. This would be going to the grocery store. Maybe a wife would even be driving it.
To me, the car looks very sexy.
Much better than those Mercs out there. It is certainly way above the rest.
While sitting inside is like putting on a glove. It's the seat, everything's just right. Classical Alfa Romeo.
Overall, the 159 is truly a beauty of a car. And because it's only come to our shores recently, other countries have reported no major flaws and design issues, something Alfa Romeo didn't always get right. So, pat on the back for Alfa for a job well done. Retailing at 195,888 ringgit, it has everything you need and definitely gives the BMW 3 Series or Mercedes-Benz C-Class a run for their money.
Luciano? Hey, Luciano. You can come out now.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. La 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 la, that's amore.
Ti voglio tanto bene.
Next week on Driven, a champion rally driver takes us to the extreme with the new Pajero Sport. Does Malaysia's auto industry have what it takes? Myra sets the bar with its first crash test. Can Ford capture the hearts of young Malaysians with its latest offering? The Ford Fiesta. Tried, tested and driven.